My head was on crooked.
No, let's go into that.
Yeah.
So, Marilyn Sokol, here you are.
Yes. Luminary.
On television, on Broadway,
Crooked.
with a crooked.
Crooked.
Think about what your career would have been if your head was on.
I think actually, well, no, it just created pain and
No, let's go into
hard to think. Actually, as brilliant as I was, it's just poses difficulties.
When did you notice your neck wasn't right?
I didn't. I knew.
Dr. Cortez.
Dr. Cortez was the most active. You know, the most. People supposed that the neck was not what it should be or what it could be. But it was Dr. Martha Cortez who sent me to you.
And she's your dentist.
Yes, she's a neuromuscular dentist.
That's right.
One of her specialties is TMD.
Right.
Temporal mandibular joint
Dysfunction.
dysfunction or disease.
Right. And you were having problems with that.
For decades.
Okay.
Since I was sucked in the jaw in rehearsal in 1972.
With what show?
The Beggar's Opera. And I
You
was
see?
I was hit under here, and I didn't know that the vocal difficulties, the back difficulties, were actually part of the syndrome that got started when I was knocked, clipped. And then a car accident just
Finished you off.
but nothing was diagnosed. So from 72 to 81, I had not been diagnosed.
Right. So, Martha Cortez
Yeah.
sends you to me.
Yes.
And then we take these x-rays. And then we see Marilyn's head is here and her neck is over here.
Yeah. Well,
And
yeah.
the two shall never meet. Well, they shall meet.
Yes, they shall meet.
And once we realigned how your head was sitting on your neck, tell us what happened.
Well, life became a much happier journey because I was not limping. You know, when you're crooked, it sends a message to your shoulders and then your hips. The two balancing mechanisms in the body are the jaw and the hips, are they not?
You're teaching me.
Okay, and then if the first first cervical vertebrae is out, then
Everything's off.
that's right. So interestingly enough, as a side note,
Is this B-roll or is this a side note?
as a side note, when I have, in the course of life, had a backache, you know, like a lower backache, I know now that if I come to Dr. Kerr and he does his orthogonal adjustment, that actually not only does my neck become aligned, so goes my low back pain. And that doesn't mean that I shouldn't exercise judiciously, but it's
And tell us what
as in business, it all starts from the top.
Take it from the top.
Yes. So what were you going to say?
Tell us what your exercise protocol is.
Usually, when I'm disciplined, I jazz dance with a master, Luigi, 3 times a week.
And when your atlas is in adjustment, you dance like the Dickens. And when you're out of adjustment...
It's hard to keep my balance. And there were times in the beginning, before I reached a certain plateau. You know, there's a plateau that you reach, or at least I did, where you don't have the same complaints or sufferings that you did as a neophyte in this neck journey with you. And so my thinking would go awry.
I will say, you know what? I will say that your body recovered faster
Yes.
than I would say someone else with your,
Longevity.
well,
Yes, my age.
your age and your misalignment.
Oh,
Right, it was a bad misalignment, but it recovered pretty well.
yeah.
And you can tell when you're in adjustment and when you're out of adjustment.
Yes.
So now the treatment protocol is when Marilyn is in, she feels good, and when she's out of adjustment, she says, hey, I think my neck is out.
So many decades trying to get to the bottom. I took magic waters, you know,
Yeah.
thinking my voice. But think of it logically. If you're crooked here, your ligaments and your
Everything.
muscles, your vocal apparatus, ASI, everything is,
Everything is off.
yeah.
So it is true that when the head is not on your neck right.
Well,
once
my
that-
palate was crooked.
Yeah.
So between you and Martha Cortez, the dentist, with my palate was crooked, therefore my head was on crooked, and my eyes were crooked.
Everything was off.
Yeah. So when I come in here very often, all the time I think, without your telling me, you look at my eyes and my mouth to see how off I am.
Well, I think you were a very obvious case of, you know,
Yeah.
you had the head tip.
The Leaning Tower of Sokol.
Exactly.
Right. Yes.
Anything else, doctor?
That was great.
You're the best.